Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Fantastic that you joined me today for episode number 146, Transpose Using a Sublist. This is actually in response to a question sent to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. This is sent to me in by Anna. I met Anna actually 2 years ago at the fantastic seminar by the sea in Portland, Maine, and had a great visit with her and got to know her. And I'm glad that she reached out to me, and she says that she's a big fan and she watches my YouTube channel. So thanks for doing that, and I really appreciate it. And I do hope to see you at the seminar this year, as well as everybody that watches my videos. Anyway, Anna has a question. This one had me a little perplexed for a little bit, but with some perseverance and with some awesome functionality in Quantrix, I was able to figure it out. And I'm going to try to make this quick, so please bear with me as I explain this riddle, because it's a little bit of a challenge. We have here the original source of data. She has years going across here in category A, it looks like, and then maybe there's some other year indicators going down the side. As you can see, I have A, B, C, D, and E, and then I have F, G, H, I, J, K all the way through, and it goes like this. And what she wants is she wants to take the data from here, and she wants to have it transposed this way. She wants to have 1 through 5 here, then 6 through 10 here, and then 11 through 15 here. So how can you do that using Quantrix? She had made an attempt to do it using some conditional logic, and then with a select statement, couldn't quite figure it out. Well, I think I cracked the code, and I want to walk you through that. First off, what I would do is I would go ahead and I would insert another category here, okay? And I'm just going to call this like Anna data, if you will. I want to go ahead and I want to find the value of each one of these as it relates to A and D. So if I make C2 is equal to hashtag A:D, okay, it shows me that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and so on. Well, really, I want now to have 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here, right? And then I want 6 here, 7 here, 8 here, 9 here, and 10 here. So I ought to be able to do that somehow, some way. Well, what I did is I went ahead and I created a new matrix. I go ahead and I drag in the A from over here, and I drag in the B from over here because she wants this listed 11 times, this B category, okay? So I drag those two in, and then I'm going to insert another category, okay? And I'm going to bring this guy over here, and I'm going to call this one the offset column. Now with offset, what I did is I would go in and I would say offset is really hashtag A, okay? So I want the values start to appear in this year right here, this first year when it's on row 1. When it's on row 2, I want it to appear in this second A or the second year, 2011. And when it's on row 3, I want it to appear in the third year, and so on. So if I go ahead and I did hashtag A is greater than or equal to the value of at B, right, which is going to bring me back an integer here, and it's going to bring back 1s and 0s, I can see now that I've kind of got this pattern going on, right? Well, my next problem is I only want to bring in, I only want to bring in 5 years worth of data, because that's all I go down here, or five entries of data, 5 items worth of data, because that's all I go down. So once I get past 5 here, okay, I don't want anything in 2015. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to insert another step, okay? And I'm going to call this the count of 5 offset, right? Now the count of 5 offset may be a little bit more tricky, but basically what I'm doing is I'm using a sublist function. Now sublist came out in one of the versions of 5 something or other, and it's a really great function. It's very similar to if you know what the offset function is in that lesser program known as Excel, it's very similar to that in the fact that offset has a couple optional inputs that you can specify the length of a range or the height of a range, where Sublist kind of functions that way. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, go ahead and in this list of column A, go out and from position 1 here to the position I'm at, which is pound A, go ahead and sum these values of this offset column, okay? And when I do that, I'm going to get, so let me just do this. Here, I'll just delete this because I think I got this. Okay. What that's going to bring back is it's really going to bring back nothing until I throw a sum in there. Okay. Now, when I threw a sum in there, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it goes all the way over to the end. But what I care about is I want to know if it's really between 1 and 5. So if I go between, right here, value, if this value is between 1 and 5. So if I go like this, now you can see that I have just 5 ones here, and I have just 5 ones here on the next line. So I'm like, well, that seems to be working very well. But now what I want to do is I still need to get this to be a 1. I need this to be a 2. I need this to be a 3, 4, 5, and then this one needs to be a 6, 7, 8, and so on. So again, I'll hit enter here, and I'm going to call this running totals, okay? And again, I am going to employ the offset, and I'm going to say running totals, and let me just equal it right here. Running totals equals the sublist, and it's probably a sum sublist, but so we'll just do sum sublist of count 5, and I want it to be offset count of 5 offset 5 of A, category A, and I want it from 1 to the 1 that I'm at, so pound A. And what happens there is I get an error, so I think I need to put in a comma there. And you can see here that I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I continue to get 5s. Okay? Well, I don't want to, because I'm actually summing the count of 5 offset, right? So I continue to get 5s towards the end. But what I don't want is I don't want to see these guys, right? All these just 5s. I only want to see one of them, but I only want to see it where it's really got a 1 up here in the count of 5 offset, if you're following me. And so then I'm going to do count of 5 offset, okay? Now you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here. But really, I've got this one. The first one is correct, but now I want this one to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I want to add 5 to this one. And then on this one, I want to add probably 10. I don't want to add 5. So I'm thinking, well, if I'm going down 5, I want to increment this count 5 every time I go down in category B. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create another item, okay, and we're going to call it running total use, I guess. Why not? And what I'm going to say with that is I'm going to say running total use, okay, let me kind of move this guy over here, is equal to what I'm at. So if it's at a 2, it's going to bring back a 2, but I want it minus 1 because I'm then going to take this, and this is going to be my incrementer, and I'm going to times it by 5, okay? And what I want to do is I want to add this calculation and to my running totals, what I have up here, all right? And again, if I go ahead and I hit enter, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I get a bunch of zeros. I get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it really kind of looks ugly here, and it's not what I want. But if I go ahead and I put this in brackets, and I multiply this by count of 5 offset, bam, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just as I would want to see it. Now, if you have a more elegant solution than what I'm doing here, I highly recommend that you share it with me in the comments or send me an email. But what I then do now is I go here and I say answer, answer is going to be equal to sublist original source data, Anna, okay? And I want to do this by category A and D. And what do I want to use? I want to use the running total used as my start point, and I want to use it as my end point. When I go ahead and I do that, I get all of the values here, just as I would hope that they would come in, but then I get these pound values. I can then go clear error on this, and bam, clear error. And my replacement string on that is going to be blank, which it just did automatically. And so I can move this, I'll move this guy up here, and now I can see my answer should match exactly as it should be, which should be a transpose of A, B, C, D, and E going here, and then F through J going here, and a K through O going here. And then the next one should be P to U, and that is exactly what I'm seeing. So that's how you do it. I know I've ran a little long than typical here on how to do this, but I hope that you've borne with me. Quantrix is absolutely fantastic. This one tickled my brain. I'm thankful to Anna that she reached out to me. I hope that you'll reach out to me with any questions you may have with Quantrix. I want to make you a Quantrix master. I absolutely love Quantrix, and I hope that you'll join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.